Hello everyone. For those of you that know me, I'll reiterate my name for those that may not know me yet. So I am Rick Jors, and with that I am a guardian of a very special thing for the planet, which is already in progress, and I will speak a little bit more in depth about this. And at the bottom of the screen, this is our website. Gotta come over, go this way. Yeah. This is what is delivering the free and abundant world to every child, man, and woman worldwide. So let's begin. Usually I don't script anything, and I usually just let things flow. Sometimes I'll write down some points. However, I'm just going to let this flow. So to begin quickly, and to keep it simply, GPMS.world is a worldwide referendum. It is a vote, and every child, woman, and man's vote counts into collecting the majority worldwide, the voice. And so with that, what I wish to say is that the concept, if you will, of GPMS, it is so logic and so simple. Logic meaning that the majority voice rules upon the planet. So having said this, once the majority worldwide all join together and register their consents onto the website, then we create this new abundant, totally abundant, free world and a thriving world with that. And also, what I need to say with this, is this working okay? That's what I wish to look at, because what I'm seeing on the camera, it looks like it may be glitching here. This was, of course, an important message to get out there. And checking out, it's a little bit changed here again on Facebook, so this is a new dashboard, and took me close to an hour to begin this. Nevertheless, so what is occurring is your free and abundant world for everyone watching this has already begun to be created. And it's being created as we collect the voice worldwide. So far we have perhaps about 27,000, a little bit more, have voted so far for this new world. And to get the majority, you can say that you need about 4 billion to comprise a majority worldwide. Now, having said that, it's also not so difficult to get the 4 billion people once they are aware that they have this choice. And one of the reasons why is approximately 85% of the planet's population is in some form of poverty, and of course some in very extreme forms of poverty. So having said this, you can see with 85% of the world in poverty, that you have more than a majority right there. And of course in a lot of countries there is limited internet access for ones to know what's going on. And when you look at some of those statistics, it's perhaps close to 50% worldwide that do not have access to the internet, if you will, to know of this choice. However, ones that do have access to the internet that are part of the voice, as we collect more and more, they will, and they have already begun, to collect the consents, the votes from ones that do not have access to internet. So that is already occurring, and in the future we do get to all of those as well. Now, what the new world is, it's suggested that any go on to the website, and again it's at the bottom of the screen here, you can see it, and one of the places to look is on the old versus new, and that page might be still a little bit under construction. We are changing the website. However, the content is there to look at what you're voting for. So what I wish to say is GPMS is very real. It's a tangible thing. It is being done. Nothing can stop it nor prevent it worldwide. Nothing can compete with what it is, nor compare. It's all inclusive for every child, woman, and man upon the planet, to lift them up into a stress-free environment, where, of course, when you look at all stress in the world, or all, let's say, with that, most of the stress in the world is caused because of the current control of money, how it's distributed, and of course a lot of the stringent legal systems, and for the most part all of what they call the legal systems, which are really not lawful as well. But the main contributor is the control of the money. So having said that, during the course of doing GPMS and sharing this beautiful world with the public for over a year now, one of the things that I see is ones will say it's a fantasy, that it's fiction, that it will never happen. Well, no, none of that is true. GPMS is very real. It's not a fantasy when you can see the voice being created right before your eyes. This is the most tangible, most valid movement ever. Having said this, so it is not a fantasy. It's already being done, and we are growing every day with more coming to assist with it and to get the word out there. So, having said this, anyone that is watching this video, this live right now, please share it far and wide so everyone knows of this important choice they have, and so that ones register their consents, go on to the website, fill out your consent, and that is your vote. And with this, again, every child voice, even if they're 1 minute old, their voice, they can be registered by their parents on this website, and their vote counts, because what we're doing is creating a new world for everyone, the children included. And having said this, with the children, the way it is today, every government worldwide, they register the children into their system, usually a few days after the child is born. But what this does, by registering a child into the system, it recognizes the child as a bona fide shareholder even at that early age of a couple days old. And this becomes very important, because when we're collecting the voice, We need to collect it, if you will, of all of the shareholders worldwide, which is everyone, and the children are legitimate, lawful shareholders, so their voice needs to be heard and it is counted. And so, also, what else? I did get a couple points wrote down there. Uh, what GPMS does, it completely overpowers any of, let's say, the old monetary system that is ruled by the 1%. So when the people, the majority, all comes together to create this new world, you overpower that old system that caused deprivation, poverty, lack, all of the misery. Because again, you have the majority of the people worldwide deciding to create this new free and abundant world. And we're doing this with money, if you will. But what we're doing is we're flipping the tables on the old use of money, which was evil, if you will. And it's evil in the way because it caused so much disparity worldwide. And it, with one starving every day when it's absolutely ridiculous, because money can be created and is created to infinity. So having said that, what we are doing is we can create money. Money would not exist if we did not exist upon the planet. So that tells you we can create it. And we also have the choice to create it limitedly, like it was, restrictively, that was inflicting hardship and misery and poverty. But we also have the choice to create it unlimitedly and share it with all worldwide, so that we eradicate poverty and all of these lacks instantly. Worldwide, there is more than enough food to go around, and there is no justifiable reason why there is poverty today upon the planet because of money. It's absolutely not acceptable, it's ridiculous, and it's preposterous. Now with the money, it's only someone typing in some numbers into digital accounts to create money. Gold is not needed, resources not needed. That is just an illusion to rob ones of their intrinsic value and worth. So what GPMS does and what we're doing is gathering all of the people that are awake enough to realize how their value was stolen, if you will, from them and placed on things like gold or silver or resources, where the few elites, the 1%, owned and controlled, so they could dictate the worth of the individual. So with GPMS, no more of that. This is how it overpowers the deep state and all of the elites, by recognizing the intrinsic value of the individual. We are the creator of it. Money would not exist if we did not exist. So this tells you the real value comes from each individual. And, with the way that governments calculate things with their economy, they count the per capita into what they do. And per capita just simply means the amount of the people in their countries, and it means usually they're taxpayers, or they can have different forms of it without going into it. But so you get the picture with that. And very simply, no, you don't need gold, you don't need silver, you don't need large parcels of land. And as it goes for land, there is no real official owner of any land upon the planet, for the simple reason, who gave them the original purchase agreement? Meaning, did the planet herself give it to them? No, there is no original purchase agreement. There was only claim and staking upon the lands. And going forward, there is respect with past ones that owned lands. Yes, that is there. However, it is these elite, if you will, that had owned and operated and controlled most of the lands upon the planet will no longer have that. And what we are doing is we will be opening all borders worldwide, and there will be free travel worldwide with GPMS. This is the world we are creating for all. And with that, there are no problems, because there is the respect of original bona fide landowners that are that have their own property, what is lawful, and not like let's say some of the elites buying up most of the Hawaiian island or what have you, and when all of the indigenous peoples keep getting squeezed and squeezed out of a sizable place to exist. So what else do I got down here? So there's many goodwill ventures that have been out there and ideas to free humanity, and there's also been what they called parallel alternative monetary systems. But the problem with all of these other systems is when you have this one big system that is controlling everything, including the money and the economy, then all of these other little systems will never work, and they will always fail, because the biggest problem is with the structure, what is in place, the governmental structure worldwide, and that huge crime syndicate network, if you will, that has caused all of the problems upon the planet by the control of money and the wealth disparity. Now with GPMS also, as we go into the GPMS world with releasing unlimited money to every individual and all of the essential goods and services, any that are wealthy now with lawful money, you keep all of that and you get more on top of it. We are not taking any of the existing money from the lawful wealthy ones that are here. What we are actually doing is the other 85% that has been deprived and intentionally neglected upon the planet. We are raising them up into equality. So upon the planet, there's about 15% of the population that is in, a relative form of comfort and security, while the other 85% are not. So these 15% that, are well off or what have you, they worked hard to earn what they got, and lawfully, and it's rightfully and lawfully theirs. However, again, as we said, the 85% should not be suffering as they have, and that is ending now as we create this new world for all. And this will be how it is going to be for humanity in the very near future. Anyone that looks at the website and to see it's all inclusive, the most humane thing ever. And with this, what we say, one does not even need to be awake when they look at the website and see how logically it makes sense, and that it is very doable and very achievable. I'll just stop for a moment. Can someone, I'll scroll down. How is, how am I doing? Is it glitchy or is it working great? And thank you all, and much love and light from you all. Yeah. Can someone just give me a quick update, please? Thank you. In the comments. So I'll keep this short. Thank you, Henry. Yeah, okay, so it's working great. It's just a lag here. Yeah. So, I wanted to keep this as short as possible, but the main thing is the free and new world. It's already being created. The foot is in the door, if you will, to the new world by the 27,000. And as soon as we have the majority of humanity on board with this, it gets created. And with a time frame, I can't give that to you, but what I do know, it is coming. And each one of you can see the reality of it as the voice grows and as each one of you shares it to others and say, come on, we're the people, we're doing this most sensible, most logical, most humane thing ever. So you know that it's a real thing and it's growing. It's not a fantasy, it's public, it's not concealed. Anything that is not transparent, you should question. And also anything that is not recognizing the intrinsic value of the individual and that worth, you should question. And what I also say is what I said before, nothing compares with what GPMS does for all of humanity and creates the new world. And with this, it is the divine deliverance. It is sent from Prime Creator through I and put out. And with this, I am not the only one. There are many more of us upon the planet in this great time unites as we collect the voice to take this forward for humanity. We are the guardians. We cannot be eradicated by anyone upon the planet. We are the omnipotent, multi-dimensional beings that are here to do this for humanity. And so this plan, divine plan, we call it, strategy, you don't need to fight the old in elections and all of that foolish stuff with political parties. It's not going to be around in the very near future. It's all imploding because it's not the way of the future. It's all community and harmony. So it's important that ones know that. It's important during this rapid transition to keep up a block, against something that may be trying to infringe upon your rights, or, something that may be directly, let's say, projecting something towards you that is not in alignment with going forward. Keep up your little blocks if you're whatever you may be doing, if you're a freedom fighter or what have you, but keep one foot at least into GPMS. It's so important because this is the vehicle that is your full savior. Everyone is your own savior when you make the choice and join all together, and we get this new world created very quickly. So there is not a timing on it other than it's imminent, and it is instant, and yes, it's taking a year or so, but if you look at what we're doing with this, it is instantaneous into the history, her story of the planet. So in the blink of an eye, we are doing this. And any with it, stay with it, what we're doing. And also we need more volunteers to come in to assist us. And the quicker we get more volunteers, the quicker we get the word out so that we gather the vote and create this new free and abundant world for everyone. During the course of collecting the voice, what we have is all the entire professions and skill sets are gathered also in that voice, are contained within it, the awakened ones, to very efficiently run the entire planet in the new way. So many things will change, but everything is beneficial for all. It's all inclusive. So any perceived problems ones may have, there are no problems. You're comprising the biggest think tank ever with all of the solutions to do this. And again, what GPMS is, it's just absolutely simple, the majority, and you just create the money at will. And with this, it'll most likely be a digital currency. However, I need to say all of your cash currency, it is lawful as money as well. So, it may be great to have money, cash money, the paper physical money as we go forward, along with the digital. And it's not so long after we have the new world created where everyone is stress free, no more financial stress ever. You don't need to think about where your next dollar is coming from. You don't need to think of saving for your children's future, because everything, all the money that is required to thrive and live comfortably is available in the blink of an eye. So having said this, you're living then in the stress-free, humane world out of this savagery and enslavement, capitalistic world that will no longer exist. So, with that, I will keep this one short, and what I will say is that in the future I will be doing another one, and it'll be perhaps a little bit more clear. I had some distractions in here with this tonight, and the flow, as you can see, was not rate fluent the way that I would love it to be. However, that's what we'll have in the very near future. Any quick questions just before I end this? Just checking here. Any quick questions? Yes, Frankie says we will be joining all of the groups all around the world. And thank you for bringing that up, Frankie. Because there's all around the planet, there are so many individual, sovereign, autonomous groups and communities. And let me say, they must all unite together as well as one voice. And if things were to stay as it is, they're going to be separated and imploded and pressured upon from the outside reality. All of you know how, let's say, bad things are now with the ridiculous inflation and all of these fears imposed upon you and humanity, and many becoming homeless and um, in going into a survival mode. So having said that, the time has been spoken about now for the people to unite together, all of the good people, and to create this good world. Most of the majority of the people upon the planet are good in their heart with good intent. And so having said that, also the majority just creates this new, free, and abundant, great world where everyone thrives and your children are happy, and no one needs to work as hard as they did before, and so many great things with it. So, this is great. So I wanted to keep it more so GPMS, and I was trying out some things. So that is great for now. Please share this video in all of your groups, and if you have a spiritual teacher or an Ascension teacher, that you're following, please contact them and let them know what we're doing as well, so they unite. They've got big audiences, they're influencers, for the people. So this message of GPMS is the freedom, uh, stress-free message for all to hear, that we're creating it, and assist us in getting this voice out, so that all of them know that they have this beautiful choice. And any healers as well, if you're assisting ones, by letting them know that this world is actually being created, that gives them a direction. And again, it's not a false hope like a lot of the false narratives that are out there, that doesn't have any substance or any substantial documentation that it's real. GPMS does. It is real. These are votes that are being collected. GPMS, to my knowledge, is the only tangible, real voice of the people that is being collected together, gathered together with the real plan, the real new reality in place. So this is very, very real, and it is being done. So love, light, and gratitude, and peace, and this is unity, means togetherness, and we're doing it. Thank you. And please share it, and have a beautiful morning, day, or night, wherever you may be.